Boom. Salutations. Want to come with a fast blast that is strictly done to promote your own research, and it's just something interesting, all right? Now, I've done several videos concerning Sasquatch, mostly that are on Patreon, enough to where I can almost guess I can call it a series if you look at the playlist of them, so I'll probably start putting more of them on YouTube, but thank you to all the people on Patreon that are making these possible. Anyway, this one is something that just, due to the fact I had experiences of some type with these beings, okay, it does like anything paranormal happens to me, I go into research and investigation and try to understand it. So you get the benefit of that right now. So I researched as much as I can on Sasquatch. I'm continually trying to learn more. And something that came up several times is the Sasquatch / Bigfoot's location vicinity close to railways, railroads. So that's becoming very common, I guess. It's more common than you would think if you actually start researching the information on them. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Anyway, so a couple of things. Look at this from a few different directions, all right? One is that you have a lot of railways that are excavated but also abandoned. So you've got a lot of them, I think, that are following actually the excavation and the railways in that way. And also I've heard something else very interesting, is that they've been seen on freights as well, jumping on freights and hopping freights. And what's so interesting about that is that takes me into something different, that into my college years when I'd done a report and something that kind of cross-referenced in some reports I was doing, one on gang activity and another on serial killers. And I came across this group called FTRA, the Freight Train Riders of America. And there were supposedly several individuals within that organization that were serial killers, or that type of personality. So I kind of got hip to that then. But they ride trains all over America, at least they used to be. So they're like a modern hobos plus dangerous, if you know what I'm saying. So that takes us also into how many of them would have seen one of these Sasquatch near the train tracks, on the freights perhaps, and don't actually think that's so funny about them jumping on freights. For what I've seen, Sasquatch is so stealthy and so fast, we know that from what's been documented, that to think that they couldn't hop on a freight to get where they wanted to go is not out of the question, especially if you're dealing with the amount of mountainous terrain in which these tracks run through, even the ones that are still active. I think that's quite fascinating. There's something else, the circus trains that crashed, and those type of crashes like that, and certain crashes that are reported that you have ape men and hybrids that got loose, you know, from in those sideshows. And I think Jaco comes to mind, Jocko, J-A-K-O, that's actually was wound up being an ape that was strung up, and it looks like it's standing up, looks like it's being tortured or something, and it's got a stick that's holding it up. I think that's called a banana ape or something like that is what it was. It was not a Sasquatch, but nonetheless, I think that was the result of one of those car wrecks, or train wrecks, that creature getting loose is. So that's something, and also there's the Russian ape woman. There's several little things that come up there that might be suspect as far as that goes, and takes us more into the hybrid part of Sasquatch. Don't forget, you had a lot of Native American reports that Sasquatch would kidnap their women, and that there'd be offspring. So that brings us into certain groups that could possibly have offspring of Sasquatch, and how many different types of branches of Sasquatch are there, you know, when he gets into that. So anyway, make sure I got everything here. Yeah, abandoned tracks I think is a big one too, and just the fact that you're seeing them around. It's just a commonality that I think should be looked at, one that I wasn't aware of specifically. You've got a lot, I guess, sightings in Utah and also Tennessee, which are them around railroad tracks. So just something to look into, do your own research, check it out. I want to thank everybody that's participating in this channel, everyone that's here on Patreon. A lot of people are supporting me to go forward, especially after something negative happened to me in Australia, revealed that. Got a lot of support for that, so thank you very much. Much love.